Okay, hi everyone. In this video I'm wanting to go over something which is quite interesting. This is on the website DXO Mark, which is a website which tests camera sensors but also is now testing the lens with the camera sensor. And there's some interesting things which I'm going to bring up here. And also if you look on my blog just now, you will have seen that I've done what I consider to be the best lenses for the cheapest price. And in that, those for Canon and for Nikon, and in those blog posts you'll see I haven't put any kind of zoom lenses that are, you know, your 18 to 200, and you'll see the reasons why here. But first I want to show you is the effect that you get the different cameras with the lenses. So here what I've done here is I've got the same lens, the Nikon 50mm f1.4, the old lens, and on the different cameras, so the Nikon D300, the D7000 and the D3. And there's a big difference in the DXO score. And so with the D3, it's got 23. With the D7000 and the D300, it's only 17, 18. 17, 18, roughly around about the same area here. But what it does, it tells you its resolution and its transmission, which I think is telling you, I don't know what it does, distortion and all that kind of stuff. So I was very impressed to see that, you know, just how detailed they've got of all this stuff. But also, let's have a little look. If we keep up the same camera, let's go for a fairly new camera. Let's say we're doing it all on the D7000, and let's change the lenses. Okay, so here we've got the three different Nikon 50mm lenses, and in that we've got the 50mm f1.8, the 1.4, and the new 1.4 AFS lens. And straight away you're seeing that the 1.8 isn't doing quite as well as the 1.4 and the 1.4 AFS. But the strange thing is, the quality difference between the AFS and the old version is almost nothing. Now obviously what you'll get is silent focus and maybe faster focus with the new one. However, I always found that the initiation of focus on the AFD, the old one, which is what I've got, was a lot quicker than what it is on the AFS. So from the time that you press the button to how quickly it focuses was a lot quicker on the old lens than it is with the AFS lens. I'd press it and you'd have to wait for, okay, we're talking about 0.2 of a second longer, but it's something I definitely noticed. But that's not obviously what's controlling this. It's just showing you that there doesn't seem to be too much of a difference in either of these lenses, apart from a good £100 or more, or $100 more. Now, here's something even more strange. Okay, they didn't have it all for Nikon here, so we've had to use a Sigma lens with the Canon camera. I've done it with the 7D. That's about as close as you can get sensor-wise to the D7000. So what I've done is the 85mm f1.4 lenses, and with Nikon, the AFS or the AFD version is, as it's saying here, it's giving you a rough price of $1,230. Meanwhile, there's this other Korean company called Samyang, which makes ones, but what they are is their manual focus, so that's where you're missing out a lot of kind of help there. But is phenomenally cheap, is only $230 or $228 or $328. Meanwhile, the Sigma is around about almost 3 times that, so it's around about the $900. So what is, again, very surprising is the fact that this very cheap Korean, fairly unknown company, the Samyang also go under the names of Bauer and Optica and something else. There's a whole bunch of different names that it's got, but the umbrella company is Samyang. And it's just a bit bizarre, the fact that something which is so cheap is getting scores which are, you know, 1 or 2 marks below the Nikon version. And the Sigma version is proving to be pretty much roughly the same. I was very, very surprised about that. So let's have a little quick look at my favourite lenses which I've got and see how well they compare on this. Okay, and here's 3 lenses which I've got, or one's a slight different one. The Nikon 50mm f1.4, the 70-200 f2.8, and the macro lens 105mm. Here they've only got the brand new one, or the newest one, which is the VR version, which I do definitely think is a lot better than the old version which I've got, which didn't have VR on it and it extends whenever you zoom. but price difference, this was £210, that's about £600 second hand, obviously. Yeah, so this is quite interesting. Having a little look, it's like top trumps game again of seeing, you know, which is the best lens, which is the best camera. And obviously you've always got to remember that whenever you're buying a lens, they're not always going to be 100% exactly the same, because a lot of them are handmade, especially the professional ones, as in they're hand placed. So there may be lots of tiny little variations between lenses. But this is obviously giving a fairly good general idea. And here, so it's showing here that my 50mm f1.4 is better than my 70 to 200mm lens. So yeah, with the 17 and a 14. Now, what would it be like if we put them on, say, the top of the range D3S? So let's change all of these. So it's at 17, 14 and 17. Let's stick them on the D3S. And whoa, what a difference that is. That's a huge, huge change. Everything seems to have got much better. Obviously with the fuller frame and the same number of pixels, I don't know, it's definitely got, well, definitely the results are much sharper, much better, I think. Here we've seen it's a score of 25, 27 and 31. That's almost double what they were having before. So it shows that the better the camera, maybe the better the sensor, maybe the better that you can get from your actual lens as well. Okay, here I've gone for the cheapest lens that they've got and the best lens that they've got, which I think is, the cheapest lens is the 50mm f1.8, and the kind of best lens, or the most expensive, is the 24 f1.4, and the best I would imagine is the macro or micro lens. And as you can see here on the D3S, they absolutely kick ass. But I love the fact that there's only a 4-point difference between a lens which only costs $150 compared to one which costs $2,200. So that's quite an interesting little kind of interesting thing there. But what if we were to use a zoom lens? So here's a common lens which a lot of people will get for their walk-around lens, which is the 18 to 200mm lens from Nikon. An amazing lens in the fact that it's so versatile, you can see so far. But here, even when we're all on the D300S, that is giving a score which is half as good as what 50mm lens can do, and not even near as close as what a 100mm macro lens can do. So this is a pretty good example for you to go on and check out. So remember, it's DXOmark.com to really see, you know, if you think, oh, I think my lens is quite sharp. Here's, I consider, a very good benchmark to consider where you should think that your lens is in comparison to terms of sharpness with other lenses that you could possibly buy. So yeah, head out there, I'll put the link down below, but yeah, very interesting. Okay, hope that helps. Cheers, bye bye.